cover a certain number of total procedures. You can have it cover a number of office visits or a number of hospital visits. And as we do the posting in here in the system, this used column will go up. We have a complete reporting capability around these authorizations. So at any point in time, you can run a report of all the authorizations that are going to expire next week, because you need to get those patients in so you don't have to go through the whole process of getting the authorizations again. Or if you want to see how many referrals did we get from this doctor for what procedures, you can run those. So all the data in here is reportable and sortable. Okay? So that's a little bit about the authorization file. Okay, now I'm going to take a quick breath and actually make an appointment. Okay? I think I've probably given you a pretty good feeling for all the data that's sitting behind these patients. And what's nice is that when and I'm actually going to backtrack up and bring her up again. What's nice is that we show you with at maximum one click away everything that scheduler needs to look at for that patient. I've seen other systems where they have like a one little box that goes patient name, and if you want to see their address, you got to click into something else. And if you want to see their balance, you have to click somewhere else. If you want to see their appointment history, you have to click somewhere else. Very, very cumbersome. Okay? Ours is designed for speed and productivity. This is why we show all this information on the appointment screen. And that is really one of the keys to our system. It's productivity, it's workflow, it's really having a system that will give you the type of cost savings you need to have for your personnel and for handling your patients. And you'll see that as a theme throughout the system. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and make an appointment. Here is where we would choose what they're coming in for. And what I'm going to do is, for this particular patient, since it's an existing patient, I'm not going to be a new patient OB. I'm going to choose established patient visit. Okay? And I'm going to book her in for 1 o'clock. So I'm going to select book, or select the slot, and I'm going to click book. This is a real nice key feature on the system. Based on the visit type, and it can also vary by provider if you want, your practice can set up what questions you want to ask, what information you want to gather to attach to this appointment. So I'm pretending for an established patient visit, these are the questions we want to ask. And you have control over this. Your practice can set up your own questionnaires. It's very easy. We train you how to do it in our key user training. And by the way, if you start doing it one way and there's a question you want to ask or one you want to take off, you can change these. You're not, our system is never cast in concrete. Okay, so it's very flexible. So we'll just say reason for visit. Now, when I set up these responses, they can either be typed in as free form text, they can pull from tables, or I can even use help text. So in this case, I right-clicked into that, and it brought up my most common answers, I'll just say. And of course, you can maintain that yourself. So this patient has headaches. Are you able to drive? No. Who is your physician? It's going to be B. This is pulling out of a table. Okay, it's B. Apple. Who referred you? This is pulling out of a table. Okay, etc. All this information. Down here, oh, the other thing I wanted to mention to you is when you create these questionnaires, you, the practice, can indicate if something is an optional or required response. So if there's some piece of information that you just have to have, you want to make sure your schedulers put in LMP date for a new patient OB. Okay. Pardon? Always. Right, doctor? Probably now, if you've got someone that's not used to it, you might make that appointment and forget to put it in. And in other systems, you can't do this. But in our system, you can force it. So if you got to put in the LMP date or you can't complete the appointment. All right. Down here, by the way, the instructions. These instructions is what to remind your scheduler what to say to the patient about the appointment. And it can vary by appointment type. It might be some type of procedure where you don't want them to drink fluids after midnight, or it might be, if it's a new patient, it might say be sure to bring in your insurance information and your initial copay or whatever it is. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and I made the appointment. Now, by the way, I made it very simple and just made the appointment for today. There's lots of ways to search around for appointments. I can bring up my calendar, okay, and I can go to a particular day, or I can go forward or backwards, etc. Or I can use our next available appointment scheduler. So let's say I want to look for the next available appointment based on, whatever, certain criteria. I want to see a particular doctor or doctors. I can only come in on a Monday, a Wednesday, or a Friday. I can only come in a time range. You can do a search. I picked the type that I don't have anything set up for. Let's pick something I know I do. Initial office visit. You can do a search, and the system will actually return to you what appointments meet those criteria. So in this case, we've pre-selected our templates to allow this initial office visit at certain times of the day with certain providers. And from here, it's very easy. We go, okay, you want to see B. Apple in the main office on Friday at 2 o'clock, etc., etc. I'll bring her in on this day. I just select it and click book. Now, by the way, if you have a patient where you want to make a recurring, maybe you want to bring the patient in once a week for the next 5 weeks, I could literally highlight multiple appointments and I click book and it'll book all 3 of them at the same time. Okay? So you can do that. You can book appointments to the next available schedule, and that way it's very easy. Okay? I promised you I would do a brand new patient, so I'll do that real quickly. Patient's last name is DeCoster. First name is Sally. We're going to do a search. Patient's not found in the system. Okay, that patient's not found. Okay, we might try doing other searches, but in the end, she's new, never been here. So we can very quickly just say new patient, and that will actually take us over to our patient demographics screen. This is where we would register the patient information. Now, one of the nice features of our system, you notice that some of these fields are in red, and some of them are in black. And we have the ability to put some of them in orange, actually, as well. I don't have it in this particular example. But the red fields are required information. The black are optional. Okay, orange is we would like to have the information. The nice feature is you can have one set of criteria for a skeletal registration, and then when the patient actually comes in and we're ready to really put our charges in, when we do the full registration, we can have additional required information. So I'm just pretending that at a minimum, the system, by the way, I'm using the enter key here. This is nice. I'm using the enter key to go from field to field. Other systems that are, I'll just call pure Windows based, it'll blow you out of the program when you hit the enter. It thinks you're done. But again, this is a user-friendly feature for high productivity. Why did we use the enter key? Well, the enter key is on the 10 key. It's the biggest key on the keyboard. Something we've thought about. We've been in this business for 30 years. We know we have close contact with our customers. Our customers are telling us we want to have the system run efficiently. We want to be able to use either the enter key or the tab key to go from field to field. So we've put that into the system. Okay? So I'm going to come down here to the phone number and I'll put it in. You'll notice that we have room for a home phone, work phone, cell phone, and emergency phone. Okay. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put in a Social Security number. Now, I intentionally put in a Social Security number that another patient already has. So even though I didn't have a name match, we're still checking on birth dates and Social Security numbers and names. So it's telling me I have other patients with the same Social Security number. Do I want to see these accounts? So I might say yes, and I go, Sally, did you used to be known as Diane Smith? You didn't tell me? Because I've got a Diane Smith with her Social Security number. And Sally would go, what Social Security number are you typing in? And I go 28140163, and she goes, oh no, it's 1463. It's the wrong. You typed in the wrong Social Security number. So I'm just going to exit out of this and put in the right Social Security number. So either